Well, I suppose the truth of the matter is that I have spent as much money as I care to spend on Christmas beers this year, and all of the ones I bought this year have been hoppy. I mean, I like hoppy beers, so I'm not complaining, but I recognize that hoppy beers aren't everybody's favorite. And also around Christmas time, the traditional beers, the ones you most commonly find labeled as holiday beers, tend to be usually darker, but definitely maltier, sometimes spiced, and other things, not hoppy. So, when I was looking through my fridge for beers that I already owned that might not necessarily be labeled as holiday beers, but are still a style that you'll expect to drink around celebratory holiday times like Christmas, I had a new Belgian Trippel. So let's drink it. Taking a lesson from my last attempt, I did not post it, of reviewing one of these new Belgian beers. I did not attempt to warm this can up any before drinking it. Yeah, it stood out of the fridge for perhaps 5 minutes before I've poured it just now. But it's pretty much at what you refrigerator temperature, 38 to 42 degrees. And this being a triple, so triple it's a label of ABV more than a name, like traditionally. Triple will be a high ABV beer, more than a double. You know, they don't name the single, then there's the double and there's the triple. And the triple is just bigger than the double, and the double is bigger than the single, or the one that's unnamed. And this labels itself as an ale brewed with spice, a golden, sweet, and pleasantly dry Belgian style ale. So it's just called the Triple, right? I've enjoyed my new Belgian beers. They make really nice Belgian style beers. Maybe not my favorite of the Belgian style US breweries, but certainly good. I mean, they're no slouch. I don't know that I've ever not liked a beer from New Belgium. I think is it Belgium or Belgium? Yeah, it is Belgium. I think their Fat Tire is probably the one you most commonly find. And this, okay, so this is very light blonde. So that tells me this is possibly a lighter version of what we might call the strong blonde ale, which is a real Belgian banger of a style. You'll see that in their Duvel, which means devil, or Golden Drake, the Golden Dragon, which are both really strong blonde ales that are just wonderful beers, but they'll knock you down on your seat if you're not careful. So maltiness, but it's a nice dry, kind of a balance between bready and cracker-y. But there's also some cardamom. Cardamom. Yeah, it's definitely spiced, as in you're smelling spices. Though you'll find these spices in most Belgian beers, and it's not necessarily the result of them having had added spices in the brewing process. It's more likely a result of the yeasts that are typical to Belgian beers. Coriander, that's what I meant, not cardamom. Coriander. That slight kind of sweet herbal note that coriander brings. The coriander seed, like we call it coriander when it's the seed, and oh goodness, it's gonna bug me now. In the UK, they call both the seed and the plant coriander. It's the green plant that sometimes tastes like soap if you have a certain genetic marker, right? That one. That is cilantro, that one. Coriander in the US, we call coriander the seed coriander, and the plant is cilantro. So, yeah, so that kind of sweet herbal note. It smells kind of simple. I would guess some of that might be the temperature, but yeah, I don't want it to bring it warmer than I did. It smells good. I mean, it smells like a light version of a Belgian beer. Trippel, it doesn't really smell like a triple. It smells like a light version. You're getting that sweetness, you're getting that herbal character, you're getting the maltiness, but it's not nearly so kind of big as I would expect a triple to smell. Nice. It's tasty, and I think the lightness is a good thing. It's only 8.5% ABV, which is still a stiff beer, but it's light for a triple. It's light for a strong blonde ale, but it's not a strong blonde ale, it's a triple. The sweetness, you almost expect it to morph into the boozy warmth, but it doesn't. At the same time, it's a nice sweetness. You're tasting maltiness, you're tasting that funkiness that's really typical of Belgian ales. You get the coriander. You get all these nice flavors, and it feels like it's going to get warmly boozy, but it never does, which is nice. Appreciate it for what it is, right? Yeah, some banana, which would be a bad thing in a lot of other beers, but in a Belgian beer or in a few wheat beers, Hefeweizens and such, you expect that. It's a result of intentional actions rather than a mistake or an error. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. Might I want it to be a little more? Would a little bit of boozy warmth be appreciated? Probably, yeah, especially over holiday times, celebratory occasions and the like. But are there any off flavors? No. Is it out of balance? No. No. It is quite sweet. It is quite sweet. And so I think, especially with it being relatively low ABV, that drinking it colder is probably a good thing. Oh, there's some warmth building. But yeah, I think drinking this one cool, American beer temperature is good. Probably good for its flavor balance. If it got warmer, I would wonder how much the banana might become cloying, turn into the old style banana of like banana candies, which turns out to be like how bananas used to taste 70, 80, 100 years ago. Monocultures, am I right? It's a good beer. It's a tasty beer. The funkiness is really, I think, needed in order to give you a break. There's that little bit of maltiness, and it's all there. And yeah, so I give this one 3 stars. It's a plenty good beer. There's nothing wrong with it, and I enjoy it. And yeah, I'll leave it at that. So for holiday seasons, yeah, Belgian beers are often brought out. The Chimay with their brightly colored labels, the whatever other stuff that you might happen to have. Duvel is kind of a celebratory beer. It's a big bottle. You have it on the table, and the adults can help themselves to its wonderful goodness. So, when you're looking at an American-made, relatively well-distributed Belgian beer to fill in some spots in your holiday beer buying, you can't go wrong with this. New Belgium's Trippel. Yeah, it's a good beer. Anyways, this is me, Matthew. I've been drinking and enjoying Trippel by New Belgium, and I will catch y'all on the flip side. It's been pretty warm the last few weeks, relatively speaking. Highs in like the mid 50s. Today the highs in the mid 40s. Finally, it's getting chilly. I probably won't be able to record that many more videos outside, or if I do, I will be wrapped up more firmly. It's actually nippy on my fingers.